This is a song written by a wonderful songwriter whose name is Joni Mitchell.
I don't know if you might send you this, but it's just background music, and this is kind of like just personal opinion. It's not a commercial enterprise here. If it ever gets turned into something that I want money for, we'll edit it out. Until then, this is just how I'm feeling about.
Songs and flows of angel hair.
What other people are missing.
Ice cream castles in the air. And feathered canyons everywhere. I looked at clouds that way. And now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way.
The cloud that seems to be getting in everybody's way is that they think that it's okay to punch a Nazi. It's not. I'm sorry. These people have the same right to their opinion as you do. Um, if you feel that their rhetoric is in excess of the protections of the First Amendment, there's a rule of law that we need to follow. Sorry, it's just the way it works. There's, my friends on the right, Melanie Ryan in particular, Melanie Ann in Colorado Springs. She's a retired Army captain, and she's, a crisis counselor or something like that, and working with vets. And I'm sorry, I'd rather listen to the hate speech than see how they're going to enforce a ban on it. I'm sorry, this is America. You have the right to an opinion that I don't like. Um, and to deny that the left-wing extremists are not as much to blame for all of this is just got your head in the sand. I'm sorry. And then for me to talk this way, I'm counter-revolutionary and enemy of the community because I'm a Nazi sympathizer. Well, the last thing I am in the world is a Nazi sympathizer. You can be sure that they won't. I won't be supporting any kind of legislation that they attempt to enact. I'm sure not going to be complying with unlawful orders in the street. Fucking kill me. Go ahead. I don't care. Any day's a good day to die. But I'm not going to take the karma of their blood on my hands just because I don't like what they're saying. I think that's what I'm upset about that. I don't think I even want to make this a very long video because I don't want to go rambling off. I want to stay on point here. Let's go take a look at what some of the people are saying. And let's start at the top. Let's start with Senator Warren and Senator Sanders and Michael Moore and all the rest of the left wing leaders. I'm not a joiner. I'm just a human that's being I was mutilated at birth and forced into being what I'm not. And I'm finally in a city where I can be what I am, be accepted for what I am, and thrive at what I want to do. So please, don't be talking this stuff in my face and expect me to get behind it and buy it. Here's Michael Moore. Oh my God, what did we just watch? He blamed the anti-racism protesters. I didn't hear this part. He likened George Washington to Robert E. Lee. Donald Trump fuck you. Well, you're not anything but a fat movie producer, douchebag. That's just. Excuse me, but I watched a lot of that, and I saw the people on the protesters flinging garbage cans, all sorts of crazy shit at the neo-Nazis. I'm sorry, these people have the right to speak. You do not have the right to shut them down with violence. End of discussion on that with me. Call me what you want. I do not support their platform. I support their right to present it. Big difference. The violence, here's Bernie. The violence in Charlottesville was caused by neo-Nazis and white supremacists attempting to spread their hateful and racist ideology. No. The violence in Charlottesville was caused by ultra-leftists coming in and taking the law into their own hands, attempting to shut these people down. They're right to attempt to spread their hateful and racist ideology. You know damn well, sir, after being in the streets in the early 1960s, that you do not have any kind of moral leg to stand on once it turns violent. And here you are supporting their right to get violent just because these people are spreading neo-Nazi fucking stupid rhetoric. That's the wrong approach, Senator. I'm sorry. I saw them do it, and they need to take some blame, some element of the blame. Now, I will not deny that these people, we probably should take a look at, nobody ever posted what the president said. Just, yeah, I got people mad at me. That's probably why I got banned. They said, "Oh, let's just get her in trouble for saying tranny." Which is worse. At least the alt right respects my. I mean, even if they don't respect what I'm saying, they respect my right to say it. They don't go and snitch me off at Facebook and whine about words that you don't like. I mean, come on, who's in the wrong here? Both sides. Violence is the last refuge of the incompetent. You want to get violent with each other? Don't do it in my backyard, please. Or the front yard. Here's Elizabeth Warren. You people, you just defended neo-Nazis and blame those who condemn their racism and hate. This is sick. It is not sick. I mean, go ahead. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but nobody's entitled to beat up somebody else because they don't like their opinion. That's not the way this country's supposed to work, lady. Yeah, Bernie, you're starting to be a little embarrassing to our country and the millions of Americans who stood up for human rights in a nonviolent fashion. You're condoning the violence of the ultra-left. Well, let's see what we got in the way of. I don't want to hear John Denver in the background. No. let's see what Twitter said. Okay. Here's the both sides to blame. Here's the full text. Well, let's see if this is the whole speech. Here's what CNN gave us an hour ago. This is only, yeah, we heard this. This is only a minute of it.
Watching her finish her degree makes you want to be just like her. Keep going at weldonu.edu.
Okay, enough bad.
Senator McCain defined them as the same group.
Okay, what about the alt-left that came charging? Excuse me. What about the alt-left that came charging at the, as you say, the alt-right? Do they have any semblance of guilt?
This is
Let
Senator
me
McCain's
ask you this. What about the fact they came charging, that they came charging?
He's asking. He's not declaring. He's asking. And I have the same question. And I'm on the other side of the socioeconomic political spectrum from him. I'm asking the same question. I'm just a citizen of this nation watching it crumble in front of my face. And me and my peers have over 54 years. One of my main mentors, Danny Kastner, says that she dedicated herself to a life of activism against imperialism. And imperialism is not white necessarily. You know, I personally, you know, because of my circumstance and being born the way I was and the way my family raised me, I'm devoted to securing the right of all people to live free from the imposition of the will of any other person on them without their consent. Now, let's just let that sink in a little bit, so that I don't get accused of chimping out here or get laughed at by idiots who like to laugh at things that they don't understand. I am me. The me that is me is the same me that is every me on this planet. This is fact. This is, you know, call it religious belief if you want. This is fact. There is matter and there is energy. There is only one source of energy for this planet, and that is the sun. And there is only one source of matter for this planet, and that is the earth. We are all made of the same matter. We are all powered by the same energy. We all make our own decisions. To presume that you own anything on this planet is just absurd. And to impose your will on others for access to that resource is not morally sound. Am I making myself clear here? I hope so, because I'm not really making myself clear myself. I'm just like saying the words that the mother's feeding me right now. One thing I know for sure is that anybody who is trying to violently impose their will on another, regardless of how morally superior you believe your agenda is over the person that you are violently imposing your will on, you have violently imposed your will on somebody and you are morally wrong. So, no, I'm not sympathizing with the Nazis beyond their right to speak their piece. I'm appalled that the violence was allowed to get to the state that it was got allowed to get to when there was like state police and National Guard and county sheriffs and everybody else on the scene ready to address it, and nobody did until they finally marched the riot squad down in between them. But they let them go at it for a while and get them real good and stirred up, and then how a car was able to plow into the rear of the parade should be investigated very closely, because I'm sure that that was enabled by somebody intentionally. That person didn't do it alone. Law enforcement personnel had to allow him into a position to do it in the first place. What else? You know, this is clear. If you don't see the powers on the left subverting the mindset of the liberals, well, I don't know what to tell you. Certainly my peers are seeing it. Danny Kastner posted something about the multi-agency task force not really responding very much for quite some time. Several articles I've seen on the subject. Why? And now here we are screaming about how it's the right of the left to beat up the Nazis. This is not the way our rule of law works. I'm sorry. I'm really disappointed in the position that's being taken by Senators Warren and Sanders. You know, there is an element of blame there that needs to be addressed. As far as I'm concerned, the extreme left, call them the alt left if you like, they are extremists. These extremists have always been a problem in American political discourse. This is what, you know, it was the extreme left that caused all the trouble in the 60s. You know, I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. They exist. You know, our rule of law is designed to do the greatest good for the greatest number in the most cost-effective fashion at the least expense to anybody's personal liberties and harm to culturally sensitive sites and the environment. This is what our government is supposed to be about, and it never has been. It's always been a plutocratic oligarchy that favors rich white guys, telling people what to do. Now, sometimes the rich progressive white guys, and they tell us to do things that we think are good for us. And sometimes they're rich conservative white guys who are like running around doing what people like Trump are doing. We're in one of those cycles where we're fucked on that one. What else? I mean, this is. I'm sorry. I have to agree. Now I don't know how far he's taking. I really need to study the transcript a little bit. I've only seen this 1 minute of it. Where's the whole transcript? Let me read the whole transcript for you. I saw it sitting there. Full text. Here we go. Here's the full text of his speech. President Donald Trump. I'm not even going to try to do a Trump imitation. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to roll a joint for this one. Okay, what I do it? There it is. This is where it is now almost. It is almost Wednesday morning, and I'm just now opening the second. So I get my weekly ration in two quarters. And it's nice bud that's grown over in Mexico, just north of the border by family. This is not cartel dope. It's just nice Mexican. Some nice Mexicans are importing it to Tucson privately. It's what it is. It was very tasty, and you know this is either a sign of really good weed or my own personal being not needing the medicine so much. I think that's what it is. Boy, she upped the dose on the estrogen, and that just shut Mr. Willie right up. And I've been able to think about other things and do other things and get some motivation to do things. And notice there's no white trash right behind me. Swept all that out earlier. Eventually I'll get up. See, I've been sleeping in the day. And been active overnight because it's the only time it's cool enough to get anything done. So we're getting up to work hours. It's about 11:30 right now. And I slept from about 4 o'clock until 8 or 9. I hide from the heat. You know, it's lizard. You know, gotta be a lizard in this town. It's a wonderful city except for the weather. And even that's really wonderful because, like, it's really, the heat gets oppressive just for a few weeks. The monsoons are kind of cool, even though it's hot and muggy, but the monsoons are cool. Otherwise, it's just, we got 2 fucking hot season and balmy season, and really most of the time it's balmy here. I mean, like, as far, I like to say that one of the reasons Tucson is such a friendly town and so kind to each other is that it's either too hot to do it to like even expend the energy over something petty, or too nice, or it's raining too hard to like do anything but wait for it to stop. It's either too hot to be able to, you know, to have the energy to waste, too nice to want to waste the energy on it, or too wet to even like try. And it's just a lovely town as far as the people go. Plants are mean. This sucker got me right in the foot the other day. I just stepped on it, wham, right through my sandal into my foot. I think it's a piece of a mesquite tree. So let's get this joint rolled and get back to the Twitler's transcript. Nah, I'm not gonna try and do a Trump imitation on this one. I'm just gonna read it. I don't do real good imitations anyway. I'm Tommy. I got my own style. Yeah. and yes, I'm nuts, but so what? Good at it. People give me a lot of praise for being crazy. Um, I'm sorry, you cannot survive in an insane society with your sanity without getting crazy. Just can't do it. It just can't be done. You need some outlet. So let's see what's up here. Alrighty. This was on August 15th. Ooh, this is the whole thing I'm going to give you here. Yippee. I wonder how long it is. Looks pretty long, but that's okay. It's a dirty job. Somebody's got to do it. You know, because I'm doing this for like the anthropologists who are going to clean up the mess later. Hello, this is our president, Donald Doofus. Hello, everybody. Great to be back in New York with all of our friends and some great friends outside the building, I must tell you. I want to thank all of our distinguished guests who are here today, including the members of our cabinet, Treasury Secretary Stephen Newton, OMB Director Nick Mulvaney, Transportation Secretary is doing a fabulous job, Elaine Chow. Thank you all for doing a really incredible and creative job on what we're going to be discussing today, which is infrastructure and how we're selling it off to the Arabs. Oh, he didn't say that. We've just had a great set of briefings upstairs on our infrastructure agenda. My administration is working every day to deliver the world-class infrastructure, blah, 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 blah. Stop. To reform the nation's badly broken infrastructure permitting process. In other words, how we're going to sell it off to the Arabs. Just blocks away. Yeah, we don't need to deal with this. This is bullshit on how they're going to sell it all off to the Arabs. Yeah, one agency can stall a project for many, many years, even decades. Yeah, because we don't want to sell it off to the Arabs. It's simple. You're not denying our people much needed investment in their communities. We're blocking the Arabs from buying and the Chinese. You know, come on, let's get real here, Don. I mean, like, how much of your paper is being held by the Russian mafia? You know, come on, let's get real, Homer. How many of your products are, you know, let's make America great. Well, why don't you fucking make your hats and shit in America then? Yeah, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is not the bullshit we wanted to be dealing with. This is all the, like, how we're gonna sell it off to the Arabs and the Chinese and shit, and then fuck you. Oh, but they'll give you jobs, but fuck your unions, and forget about $15 an hour minimum wage. This is what's up here. That's all that's about. Okay, so here's this one got a few feathers ruffled. Here comes somebody asking why the CEOs are leaving its manufacturing council, because they're not taking their job seriously as it pertains to this country. No, they got disgusted at what they saw happen in Charlottesville the other day. That's what happened from what I'm hearing. We want jobs, manufacturing in this country. Well, why the fuck are you not manufacturing anything in this country, dude? Yeah, this guy's pointing the finger at Merck and everybody else, while, you know, the Russians own all his paper and his shit is made in China. Come on, we're being played here, and unfortunately, I think we're being played by a group that's in competition with the Rockefellers. So we're in deep shit. Certainly Soros hates him, and Soros has a long reach into the ultra left. That's where his roots are. Is in the Nazi opposition from World War II. You know, people who get violent with other people about their ideologies are the people that are screwing us all over. This is what keeps imperialism alive. from century to century. This is there are people willing to fight it out with them, and if they win, then we're fucked over with their authoritarianism, and if they lose, we're fucked over by the carnage. Oh, here comes the why did you wait so long to denounce neo-Nazis? I didn't wait long. I didn't wait long. I didn't wait long. I wanted to make sure, unlike most politicians, that what I said was correct and not make a quick statement. The statement I made on Saturday was a fine statement, but you don't make statements that direct unless you know the fact. And it takes a little while to get the facts. You still don't know the facts. And it is a very, very important process to make. It's a very important statement. So I don't want to go quickly and just make a statement for the sake of making a political statement. I want to know the facts. If you go back to my statement, in fact, I brought it. As I said on Remember This Saturday, we condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence. It has no place in America. And then I went on from there. Now here's the thing, excuse me. And take it nice and easy. Here is the thing. Then when I make a statement, I like to be correct. I want the facts. This event just happened. A lot of events didn't happen yet as we were speaking. A lot of the event didn't happen yet as we were speaking. This event just happened. Before I make a statement, I need the facts, so I don't want to rush into a statement. So making the statement when I made it was excellent. Oh, of course it was. In fact, the young woman who I hear is a fantastic young woman. It was on NBC. Her mother wrote me, "Oy vey." So I said, "What's fucking wrong with this man?" Who I hear, let's see if I can. Who I hear is a fantastic young woman, and it was on NBC. Her mother wrote me and said through, I guess, Twitter, social media, the nicest things, and I very much appreciated that. I hear she was a fine, really, actually, an incredibly young woman. But her mother on Twitter thanked me for what I said. Honestly, if the press were not fake and it was honest, the press would have said what I said was very nice. Excuse me, unless you and unlike the media, before I make a statement, I like to know the fact. The reporters yelling indistinctly. They didn't. Still yelling indistinctly. How about that? How about a couple of infrastructure questions? Was that terrorism? Say it. What? The CEO of Walmart said you missed a critical opportunity to help bring the country together. Did you? Oh boy. I need to slow down. I better go get some more water. It looks like this is a pretty crazy press conference. Okay. So he was asked by the CEO of Walmart about missing an opportunity to bring the country together. They're trying to drive the country apart. They want martial law in our streets. If anybody who doesn't see that, wants to argue with me, I'm not gonna. I've seen this building over the last 54 years. This is industrial fascist society that they're trying to impose on us. And it's neoliberal. It's this. You gotta be proper. You gotta fit the right mold, or else you don't fit into society. This is the way the game is played. So there's only a certain portion. There's only a certain portion of the people that are acceptable to them. Clustered around the middle. If you're too extreme on either end, you're useless. So here's, look, you take a look. I've created over 1 million jobs since I've been president. Somebody needs to fact check that. The country is booming. The stock market is setting records. We have the highest employment numbers we ever had in the history of our country. We're doing record business. This is all a bunch of bullshit. We have the highest level of enthusiasm. So I had a Walmart who I know, who was a very nice guy, was making political statement. I mean, I would do it the same way. You know why? Because I want to make sure when I make a statement that the statement is correct. There's no way, come on, give me a break. I didn't know David Duke was there. I wanted to see the facts, and the facts as they started coming out were very well stated. In fact, everybody said the statement was beautiful. If he would have made it sooner, that would have been good. I couldn't have made it sooner because I didn't know all the facts. Frankly, people still don't know all the facts, and it was very important. Excuse me. It was very important for me to get the facts out and correctly. But because if I would have made a fast statement, the first statement was made without knowing much other than what we were seeing, the second, right, we still don't know much other than what we were seeing. Except I was seeing a whole lot of merchandise on both sides. Okay, somebody's and I saw this at several demonstrations here. Is that there's professional agitation going on from the left. I'm sorry, you know, I got 54 years of experience in nonviolent civil disobedience and that kind of politicking. And these people are trying to incite with their literature. And the Revolutionary Print Shop in Tucson is being funded by MoveOn. And MoveOn is being funded by Soros. And Soros had, you know, Soros lost $1 billion on the stock market when Trump got elected. And he's determined to get rid of him. And he doesn't give a fuck what he does to the rest of us as he does it. And this is what he's trying to do, is get us to go to war with each other so there can be martial law in the streets. Two questions. Was this terrorism, and can you tell us how you are feeling about your chief strategist, Steve Bannon? I think the driver of the car is a disgrace to himself, his family, and his country. And that is, you can call it terrorism, you can call it murder, you can call it whatever you want. I would just call it as the fastest one to come up with a good verdict. That's what I'd call it. And there is a question. Is it murder? Is it terrorism? Then you can get into legal semantics. The driver of the car is a murderer, and what he did was horrible, inexcusable thing. Now, the law enforcement officers that enabled that car to get close enough to do that have some things they need to answer for. Like, how did that happen? I mean, before I even like, you know, imply that it was set up, that he had help doing that. Just whose incompetence made it possible for that car to be there on top of that parade like that. You know, you'll see it, as I have it on film, that the people helped the cops direct traffic on our parade. When cars wanted to turn through the column, we broke the column for them to turn. You know, there's community here. The agitators in that crowd were the minority, the very tiny minority, always have been. And really, over the years, that kind of people, the Occupy FTP faction, Antifa, Black Bloc, and then nobody ever took them seriously. Maoist crap, burn the thing down kind of stuff. Nobody ever took that seriously. And I sure better not take it seriously now, because the alt-right is standing up for their rights. And they have a right to stand up for their rights. And, you know, you can agree with them or not, but they have a right to stand up for their rights. And for you to just like automatically condemn and call them Nazis, you're getting sucked in. You know, oh yeah, we call Nazi. Well, these people might have a point. You need to listen to the point. That's part of the First Amendment thing. They have a right to do it. Snyder versus Phelps upheld their right to do that, and you have no right to punch them for being there. I mean, that's pretty much all that needs to be said about that. We're probably up to about 30 minutes by now. 34 minutes. Fuck yeah, there's plenty of that, because I'm starting to get redundant. We have no right to limit the alt-right's access to free speech platforms. Just none. Zero. We have no right to I mean, like, I'm totally in support of universities rejecting, not letting people like Milo speak on their campus. Fuck that. Go down to the Capitol building, asshole. Don't be polluting our campuses. I'm sorry, we don't need that on our campuses. The campus well within, Texas A&M made a good decision there. I don't blame them. Look at what happened in Berkeley. Fuck that. And who started the Rumble? I'm sorry. I've stood up to these guys for years. This is what, we stood up to Nazis at the JDL. And this was what broke up the JDL, was the idea that we should rumble with them. And, I was like, no, fuck that. We're here to protect our neighborhoods, not to, like, be assaultive toward people that don't believe the same way we do. No, we won't let them take over, for sure, after what happened in Germany, but they got the right to try. I'm sorry. And I'm not a Nazi sympathizer. I support the right to say what they got to say. Plain and simple. That's all I'm saying here. And I've said it too many times here in the last 35 minutes. So thanks for watching. Happy day. Bye.